Mary Cassatt. Mary in a nutshell. Mary Stevenson Cassatt was an American Impressionist painter. She was born May 22nd, 1844, and died June 14, 26. She was born in Allegheny City, Pennsylvania, but lived in other places most of her life. She had 11 pieces accepted into the Paris Salon, a high-end cafe where people exhibited work. If you made it in, you had made it as a big artist, or other salons, not including the gallery she was in. She was great friends with a fellow artist, Edgar Degas, and other Impressionists. Unlike her fellow Impressionists, she was famous for painting pictures of mothers and children, or stuff that more women would be interested in. Mary's life. Mary came from a very wealthy American family. Her father was Robert, and her mother was Catherine. She had 7 siblings, and 2 died in birth. She never got married or had any children of her own. When she was little, she really wanted to become an artist, but her dad didn't want her to be one because she was a woman. Her father finally let her study art at the Pennsylvania Academy of Fine Arts. She was working for a museum making forgeries so they could be sold. Soon, she quit the Pennsylvania Academy because they did not treat women well. She wanted to go to École des Beaux-Arts in Paris, and the professors wanted her to study there too, but it was only for boys. One of the professors, Jean-Léon Jerome, decided to privately study with her. In 1871, she wanted to quit, but an archbishop bought her work, which gave her enough money to work on her own again. This is what she said. "Oh, how wild I am to get back to work. My fingers fairly itch and my eyes water to see a fine picture again." This is the letter she sent the day she quit. "I have given up my studio and torn up my father's portrait. I have not touched a brush for 6 weeks, nor will I ever again until I see some prospect of getting back to Europe. I am very anxious to go out west next fall and get some employment, but I have not yet decided where. In expeditions or galleries, female works were dismissed unless they had a friend or protector on the jury." Mary never tried to flirt with the juries. Sardin, a man of court, thought she was too outspoken and self-centered. She was certainly not self-centered or outspoken, but she said what was on her mind. Edgar invited her to join the Impressionists. She loved using pastels and avoided black, a forbidden color among the Impressionists. When she was at home, her family didn't give her any recognition. They were too busy to pay attention to her because her older brother had all the attention. Soon, her brother died and her art changed. It was a bit more sad. After Mary went to Egypt in 1910, she was diagnosed with diabetes, rheumatism, neural, and cataracts. It did not stop her, though. In 1914, she went almost blind and had to stop. Though we are not sure how it happened, I think it had to do with one of her diseases. She got the Legion d'Honneur, which was an award given by France only to the most excellent civilians and soldiers, which is so worth having a life of art. Child in a Straw Hat. Child in a Straw Hat is a really simple yet meaningful portrait. The way the child is shown, she looks very unhappy about something. She is, of course, wearing a straw hat. It has a white and blue ribbon around it. I wondered if it was blue because she was sad, or if it was just a choice of color. This may be my favorite work of hers, but I also like Margaret in Blue. This picture is less simple and more elegant. There is an interesting contrast of blue. It speaks to me a lot because she looks a bit like me when I was little. Her face looks very confident, and she looks very proper, unlike the picture before. There's so much more I like to ramble on about, but I'm almost done. Closing up. I loved learning about Mary. She was very inspirational to me. I loved to study more women artists like Mary. The way she avoided black opened up a new concept to me. I love how her paintings are light and airy. Mary made beautiful paintings that have inspired me. This is probably the hardest thing I've worked on, and it paid off. A special thanks to MaryCassatt.org for helping me. Thank you for watching, and bye.